Shabbat Shalom. Hope everybody is having a blessed Shabbat or Sabbath day, keeping it restful, keeping it peaceful, and just staying blessed. I'm just laying back, reading scriptures, and I figured I might as well share a little bit of Jubilees with you guys. And we're going to start chapter 1, Jubilees. And it came to pass in the first year of the exodus of the children of Yasharal out of Mizraim, in the third month, on the 16th day of the month, that the Most High spoke to Moshe, saying, Come up to me on the mount, and I will give you 2 cap-hire stones of the Torah and of the commandment which I have written, that you may teach them. And Moshe went up into the mount of the Most High, and the glory of Yahweh abode on Mount Sinai, and a cloud overshadowed it 6 days. And he called to Moshe on the 7th day out of the midst of the cloud, and the appearance of the glory of Yahweh was like a flaming fire on the top of the mount. And Moshe was on the mount 40 days and 40 nights. And the Most High taught him the earlier and the later history of the division of all the days of the Torah and of the testimony. And he said, Incline your heart to every word which I shall speak to you on this mount, and write them in a sefer, in order that their generations may see how I have not forsaken them for all the evil which they have wrought in transgressing the covenant which I established between me and you for their generations this day on Mount Sinai. And thus it will come to pass, when all these things come upon them, and they will recognize that I am more righteous than they in all their judgments and in all their actions, and they will recognize that I have been truly with them. And do you write for yourself all these words which I declare unto you this day? For I know their rebellion and their stiff neck. Before I bring them into the land which I swore to their fathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, saying, Unto your seed will I give a land flowing with milk and honey. And they will eat and be satisfied, and they will turn to strange gods, and to the Most High, and to gods which cannot deliver them from out of their tribulation. And this witness shall be heard for a witness against them. For they will forget all my commandments, even all that I command them, and they will walk after the other nations, and after their uncleanness, and after their shame, and will serve their gods. And these will prove unto them an offense, and a tribulation, and an affliction, and a snare. And many will perish. Sorry about that. All right, I'm back. Talk to my son for a second. Okay, we was over here. Okay, I'm going to start with 10. For they will forget all my commandments, even all that I command them, and they will walk after other nations, and after their uncleanness, and after their shame, and will serve their gods. And these will prove unto them an offense, and a tribulation, and affliction, and a snare. And many will perish, and they will be taken captive, and will fall into the hands of the enemy, because they have forsaken my ordinances and my commandments, and the feast of my covenant, and my Shabbats, or Sabbaths, and my holy place, which I have sanctified for myself in their midst, and my tabernacle, and my sanctuary, which I have sanctified for myself in the midst of the land, that I should set my name upon it, and that it should dwell there. And they will make to themselves high places, and Asherah poles, and graven images, and they will worship each his own graven image, so as to go astray, and they will sacrifice their children to devils, and to all the works of the errors of their hearts. And I will send witnesses unto them, that I may witness against them, but they will not hear, and will slay the witnesses also, and they will persecute those who seek the Torah, and they will abrogate and change everything, so as to work evil before my eyes. And I will hide my face from them, and I will deliver them into the hand of the other nations for captivity, and for a prey, and for devouring. And I will remove them from the midst of the land, and I will scatter them scatter them amongst the other nations, and they will forget all my Torah, and all my commandments, and all my judgments, and go astray as to the new moons, and Sabbaths, and feasts, and jubilees, and ordinances. And after this they will turn to me from amongst the other nations with all their heart, and with all their soul, and with all their strength. And I will gather them from amongst all the other nations, and they will seek me, so that I shall be found of them, when they seek me with all their heart, and with all their soul. And I will disclose to them abounding peace with righteousness, and I will remove them the plant of uprightness with all my heart and with all my soul. And it shall be for a blessing and not for a curse. And they shall be the head and not the tail. And I will build my sanctuary in their midst, and I will tabernacle with them, and I will be their most high, and they shall be my people in truth and righteousness. And I will not forsake them, nor fail them, for I am Hawah. And Moshe fell on his face and prayed and said, O Hawah, most high, do not forsake your people and your inheritance, so that they should wander in the error of their hearts, and do not deliver them into the hands of their enemies, the other nations, lest they shall rule over them, and cause them to sin against you. Let your mercy, O Hawah, be lifted up upon your people, and create in them an upright spirit, and let not the spirit of, you see the word, rule over them, to accuse them before you, and to ensnare them from all the cycles of righteousness, so that they may perish from before your face. But they are your people and your inheritance, which you have delivered with your great power from the hands of Mitzrayim, that's Egypt. Create in them a clean heart and is that clean spirit, like a Holy Spirit. Okay, I'm reading out of the Sefer. And let them not be ensnared in their sins from henceforth until eternity. And Hawah said unto Moshe, I know their contrariness and their thoughts and their stiff-neckedness, and they will not be obedient till they confess their own sin and the sin of their fathers. And after this they will turn to me in uprightness, and with all their heart and with all their soul. And I will circumcise the foreskin of their heart and the foreskin of the heart of their seed. And I will create in them a Holy Spirit, will cleanse them, so that they shall not turn away from me from that day unto eternity, and their souls will cleave to me and to all my commandments, and they will fulfill my commandments, and I will be their father, and they shall be my children. All right, father and mother. And they shall all be called children of the living Elohim. All right, you know Elohim. It's another word for the Most High, right? Creator of heavens and earth. All right, like you say, God. We'll say Elohim. And every angel and every ruach or spirit shall know, yea, they shall know that these are my children, that I am their father and mother in righteousness, and that I love them. And do you write down for yourself all these words which I declare unto you on this mountain, the first and the last, which shall come to pass in all the divisions of the days in the Torah, and in the testimony, in the weeks, and the jubilees, unto eternity, until I descend and tabernacle with them throughout eternity. And he said to the angel of the presence, write for Moshe. Listen, right here. He said to the angel of the presence, write for Moshe, from the beginning of creation till my sanctuary has been built among them for all eternity. And Hawa will appear to the eyes of all, and all shall know that I am Elohim, or the power of Yasharal, and the father of all the children of Jacob, and king on Mount is that? Zion, for all eternity. And Zion and Jerusalem, or Jerusalem, shall be holy. And the angel of the presence, who went before the camp of Yasharal, took the tables of the divisions of the years from the time of the creation of the Torah and of the testimony of the weeks of the Jubilees, according to the individual years, according to all the number of the Jubilees, according to the individual years, from the day of the new creation, when the heavens and the earth shall be renewed, and all their creation according to the powers of the heaven, according to all the creation of the earth, until the sanctuary of Hawa shall be made in Jerusalem on Mount Sinai, and all the luminaries will be renewed for healing and for peace and for blessing for all the elect of Yasharal, that thus it may be from that day and unto all the days of the earth. All right. So who is writing up there for Moshe? The angel of the presence. All right. I want to get one more chapter. We in the Suffer right now. Chapter 2. And the angel of the presence spoke to Moshe according to the word of Hawa, saying, write the complete history of the creation, how in 6 days Hawa, the power almighty, finished all his works and all that he created, and kept Sabbath or Shabbat on the 7th day, and sanctified it for all ages, and appointed it as a sign for all his works. For on the first day he created the heavens, which are above the earth, and the waters, and all the spirits which serve before him, the angel of the presence, the angel of sanctification, the angel of the spirit of fire, the angel of the spirit of the winds, the angel of the spirit of the clouds, and of darkness, and of snow, and of hail, and of hoar frost, and the angels of the voices, and of the thunder, and of the lightning, and the angels of the spirits of the cold, and of the heat, and of winter, and of spring, and of autumn, and of summer, and all the spirits of his creatures which are in the heavens and on earth. So this is the first day. He created the abysses and the darkness, evening and night, and the light, dawn and day, which he has prepared in the knowledge of his heart. And thereupon we saw his works. So who is this we? These are the angels, right? And praised him and lauded before him on account of all his works. For 7 great works did he create on the first day. Alright, for 7 great works did he create on the first day. And on the second day, he created the expanse in the midst of the waters, and the waters were divided. On that day, half of them went up above, and half of them down below the expanse that was in the midst over the face of the whole earth. And this was the only work the Most High created on the second day. And on the third day, he commanded the waters to pass from off the face of the whole earth into one place, and the dry land to appear. And the waters did so as he commanded them, and they retired from off the face of the earth into one place outside of this expanse, and the dry land appeared. And on that day he created for them all the seas according to their separate gathering places, and all the rivers and the gatherings of the waters, and the mountains, and on all the earth, and all the lakes, and all the dew of the earth, and the seed which is sown, and all the sprouting things, and fruit-bearing trees, and trees of the wood, and the garden of Eden, and Eden and all. These 4 great works Hawa created on the third day. And on the 4th day he created the sun and the moon and the stars, and set them in the expanse of the heaven to give light upon all the earth, and to rule over the day and the night, and divide the light from the darkness. And the Most High appointed the sun to be a great sign on the earth for days, and for Shabbats, and for months, and for feasts, and for years, and for Sabbaths of years, and for Jubilees, and for all seasons of the years. And it divides the light from the darkness, and for prosperity, that all things may prosper which shoot and grow on the earth. These 3 kinds he made on the 4th day. And on the 5th day he created great sea monsters. Alright? Or these could be dragons. In the depths of the waters. For these were the first things of flesh that were created by his hands. The fish and everything that moves in the waters, and everything that flies, the birds and all their kind. And the sun rose above them to prosper them, and above everything that was on earth, everything that shoots out of the earth, and all the fruit-bearing trees, and all flesh. These 3 kinds he created on the 5th day. And on the 6th day he created all the animals of the earth, and all the cattle, and everything that moves on the earth. And after all this he created man. A man and a woman created he them, and gave him dominion over all that is upon the earth, and in the seas and over everything that flies and over beasts and over cattle and over everything that moves on earth and over the whole earth. And over all this he gave him dominion. All these four kinds he created on the sixth day. And there were altogether 22 kinds. 22 kinds. Something to think about. And he finished all his work on the sixth day. All that is in the heavens and on the earth and in the seas and in the abyss and in the light and in the darkness and in everything. And he gave us a great sign, the Sabbath or Shabbat, that we should work 6 days but guard the Shabbat on the seventh day from all work. And all the angels of the presence and all the angels of sanctification, these two great classes, he has bidden us to guard the Sabbath with him in heaven and on earth. And he said unto us, Behold, I will separate unto myself a people from among all the peoples, and these shall guard the Shabbat, and I will sanctify them unto myself as my people, and I will bless them as I have sanctified the Shabbat, and do sanctify it unto myself. Even so will I bless them, and they shall be my people, and I will be their power, or Elohim. And I have chosen the seed of Jacob from amongst all that I have seen, and have written him down as my firstborn son, and have sanctified him unto myself forever and ever. And I will teach them the Shabbat, that they may guard the Shabbat thereon from all work. And thus he created therein a sign in accordance with which they should guard the Shabbat with us on the seventh day, to eat and to drink, and to bless him who has created all things, as he has blessed and sanctified unto himself a peculiar people above all peoples, and that they should guard the Shabbat together with us. And he caused his commands to ascend as a sweet savor acceptable before him in all the days. There were 22 heads of mankind from Adam to Jacob, and 22 kinds of work were made until the seventh day. This is blessed and holy, and the former also is blessed and holy. And this one serves with that one for sanctification and blessing. And to this, Jacob and his seed, it was granted that they should always be blessed. And that means holy, right? Kodeshim, all right, and holy of the first testimony in Torah, even as he had sanctified and blessed the Shabbat on the seventh day. He created heaven and earth and everything that he created in 6 days. And the Most High made the seventh day holy for all his works. Therefore he commanded on its behalf that whosoever does any work thereon shall die, and that he who defiles it shall surely die. Wherefore do you command the children of Yasharal to observe this day, that they may keep it holy, and not to do thereon any work, and not to defile it, as it is holier than all other days. It is holier than all other days. And whosoever profanes it shall surely die. Whosoever does thereon any work shall surely die eternally. That the children of Yasharal may observe this day throughout their generations, and not be rooted out of the land, for it is a holy day and a blessed day. And everyone who observes it and guards the Shabbat thereon from all work will be holy and blessed throughout all days, like unto us. Declare and say to the children of Yasharal the Torah of this day, both that they should guard the Shabbat thereon, and that they should not forsake it in the error of their hearts, and that it is against the Torah to do any work thereon which is unseemly, to do thereon their own pleasure, and that they should not prepare thereon anything to be eaten or drunk, and that is against the Torah to draw water, or to bring in or to take out thereon through their gates any burden which they had not prepared for themselves on the sixth day in their dwelling. And they shall not bring in nor take out from the house to house on that day, for that day is more holy and blessed than any Jubilee day of the Jubilees. On this we keep Shabbat in the heavens before it was made known to any flesh, to guard the Shabbat thereon on the earth. So they kept Shabbat in the heavens before it was made known to any flesh, to guard the Shabbat thereon on the earth. And the Creator of all things blessed it. But he did not sanctify all people and nations to guard the Shabbat thereon, but Yasharal alone. Them alone he permitted to eat and to drink, and to guard the Shabbat thereon on the earth. And the Creator of all things blessed this day, which he had created for blessing and holiness and glory above all days. This Torah and testimony were given to the children of Yasharal as a Torah forever unto their generations. So, there it is. There's a whole chapter on Shabbat. Very important. I hope you all are having a good Shabbat right now. I'm just laying back, chilling, reading some scriptures, and resting with the fam. Y'all have a blessed day. Love y'all. Shabbat Shalom.